Hi everyone. I'm hoping that you can hear me okay. I've been having some audio issues since I switched to a new webcam with my computer. So I am hoping that everyone can hear me just fine. If you're new to my channel, welcome to Laquanda's Heart. I am Laquanda, and I just wanted to come on and just chat for a little bit about a couple of things. First, I would like to thank everyone who has been supporting my podcast, Minding Your Purpose podcast. So it's inspirational about fulfilling your purpose in life. You will be able to find that link in the description box, as well as for everyone who's been checking out the dress of the day on Instagram. That is, if you're not familiar with dress of the day, for me, I am an avid thrift shopper, and so I find dresses that are under $10. And I just decided that I'm going to share them with you Monday through Friday. And so to follow me on Instagram, you can click the link in the description box as well. And then thank you for everyone who's been following Healing Black Women, where I collaborate with 20 contributors to focus on, hey Tina, to focus on all forms of wellness when it comes to Black women. So be sure to check that out. So tonight I wanted to talk about, um, do Black women always have to save the day? And this came about to my mind because I was reading reports and seeing articles of our counterparts um, supporting certain groups who have not always, who have not been beneficial or shown progress or progression towards serving the Black community. And then when I saw the report regarding Ice Cube, I was just like, oh my goodness, what is going on with Black men? And it made me sit back and think that, like, wow, Black women really are going to have to save the day. Again, when it comes to pushing the agenda, when it comes to our community, when it comes to establishing, what's the best methodology or best philosophy for our community in order to move forward. And I was like, it's really going to be on the shoulders of Black women. And if you follow Healing Black Women, you know that I'm very, very vocal about the fact that Black women are unprotected in America. And we go through so much trauma in this country, and it seems like no one really gives a damn. And so it seems not only do we have to go through our trauma, but now we're having to again carry our community on our backs when I believe the report said 18% of Black men under the age of 50 are um, choosing to support the current president. Um, and I'm just sitting back like, wow, wow, that is very, very interesting. Um, Especially when you have Black men dying in the street and so many people don't care or they victim blame. Um, so that's very disturbing for me. One thing that I would, hold on, I'm sipping some coffee. One thing that I would have to say is that it's very disheartening when you think about just how tired Black women are. Um, how so many of us, how so many of Black women are head of their households, how Black women are, educated and we are out there thriving and creating businesses and improving ourselves. But at the same time, we're getting blow after blow after blow from society. And then our counterparts go and they support individuals that have not supported our community in any way. This whole concept of this platinum plan for the Black community reminds me of 40 Acres and a Mule. And it's so easy. Hold on, let me say. It's so easy to say what you're going to do for a group of people when you want something from them. But if this person was serious about doing anything for the Black community, we would have already seen those works and felt those works. What you've been doing for the past 4 years. The past 4 years you say and tweet, all the time, I've done so much for the Black community. What? What? But remain quiet. What? But to enhance and embolden white supremacists. What have you actually done for the Black community? And then to have people who look like me that are male go and feel as if they are the spokesperson of the Black community and that they are the person that can go get us this new deal is straight BS to me. And I don't want to say BS because it makes absolutely no sense. It makes no sense. What evidence do you have that this person is going to follow through on a platinum plan? When has they ever fallen through on something that really truly benefits our well-being, that benefits our people? We as a people have high rates of high blood pressure, heart disease, high cholesterol. Yet this is the same individual that's trying to pull health care from your people. Your people. We have pre-existing conditions. And this is the party that is trying to pull health care from them. And yet we want to believe in a platinum plan. We have to be able to live first. They don't even support our right to live. They don't support our right to live. So it's this whole concept that somehow if you go step to this person, if you go sit down and talk to Judas, then Judas isn't going to betray Jesus because you're rational. It's I really want to, like, wish I can dwell into or delve into the mindset of how you can watch your people be traumatized repeatedly by a group, and then you want to go and break bread with this group because they're saying something that sounds good when they need something from you. Because this platinum plan wasn't put out in 2016 when he got elected, but it's put out now a couple of weeks before the election. And now we want, not we, but we have people of our culture going out and saying, hey, these people are for us. Since when? Since when? These are the same people who victim blame folks who have passed away. These are the same people who champion district attorneys and attorneys general and judges who fail to bring us justice over and over and over again. But this is back on the topic. When you see these individuals who have these large platforms and they're making these statements um, regarding who they're going to support, and also regarding how they are going to work with these people who have not worked with us in the past. They have not worked with us in the past at all. And these are black men, then you're like, excuse me, it seems like, again, black women are going to have to come through and save the day. And I'm like, but we're tired. We're tired of having to be the leaders of the. They're tired of having to. I don't know who this is on my channel, but see the whoever king is. Let me tell you something. You can say black unborn children need to be protected, but let me address this because it's amazing how parties, particularly the Republican Party, will push and push and push for pro life, but once that child is born, it's to hell with them. It's straight to hell with them because they don't want to pay for the child to have insurance. They don't want to pay for the child to get quality education because they pull the funding for education. They don't want to help the child to go to college. And then when the child becomes an adult and is murdered, they don't want to support their lives then. So don't talk to me about pro life if you don't talk about pro life from the moment a person is conceived, if you that's what you present as life to the moment that they leave this earth. That is not pro life. That is you pick and choose. And once a person is born, then it's to hell with them because that's exactly what's happened. That happens all the time in America. It's like once that person's born, oh yeah, we don't give a damn what happens to them. So I'm not the person to come to that with because I know what happens and I call it out as it is. So so keep your pro life conversation to yourself because once that child is born, the Republican Party and whoever else is pro life don't give a damn about them and never have. They sit up and even now, once the baby born, they don't even want to pay for the mother to have health care for the child. So keep that. I'm not the one. I am not the one. I am most definitely not the one to do that because because what happens is that even if it does not matter how a person um moves in life because the person that I just blocked, quote unquote king, he said Pookie and Ray Ray, right? But Breonna Taylor was was a professional and she was slaughtered. What happened to pro life then? So I'm not the person. I'm not the person to come in with that because I'm gonna come all the way back with you and tell you that's the way it is because what sense does it make? This is the richest country in the nation, and we have people living in poverty as if it's not. And we also forget that people go through circumstances in life, that corporations downsize, that corporations cut jobs, and people lose their source of income. And that doesn't make anyone lazy. The majority of people in this country that are on assistance are not minorities. They're Caucasians. Yeah, they're Caucasians. You know how much assistance in this country that farmers get? That's why the farm bill is always tied to SNAP. Because if you're going to give one group assistance, you need to give another group assistance too. So, come on, people. But there has to be this level of understanding. Black women have carried so much when it comes to movement. We have been the forefront and we move and we organize and we march, and then when we come home from the march, we got to feed the kids, we got to do our schoolwork, because when we look around, our male counterpart isn't there. And it seems as if this election has shown how many of us, especially our male counterparts, who are not there for us, who are not available for us. And if we speak on it the way we speak on it, how many black men have been silent when something happened to Megan Thee Stallion? How many were silent? And how many were saying you don't know the whole story? Well, the medical record says she got shot. Oh yes, yes. We're expected. Not only are we expected to be superheroes, we're expected. We're victimized. We're victimized. We're the person that needs the help, and then we're supposed to pull ourselves up off the ground, go put on the cape, save ourselves, and then go save everybody else. That is what they expect um, black women to do. And it's it's so like frustrating. It is so frustrating when you are trying, and even with healing black women, I love what I do with healing black women. But I will tell you, and we were doing a panel discussion one night, and people were coming into the chat, and somebody came into the chat, and they were playing a video of the KKK walking around a fire. And I was able to get rid of that person out of the group. But those are the things that we deal with when we're trying to build our communities. We're still facing racism that is identical to the racism that our parents dealt with. And people like to say, "Oh, that's such a long time ago." Oh, no, it's not. It's not a long time ago. Guess why? Because the people who are in those black and white photos, the black folks that we commemorate and honor and reverence, they're still alive. But guess what? Nobody else says. They'll say Dr. Such and such, you know, being hosed down, in 1964 as part of a sit-in or a protest. But guess what? They identify that black person. But what about all those other people sitting around them? Where they at? What did they teach their children? Who did their children become? Are they the judges? Are they the attorney generals? Are they the governors? See, I'm from a small town in the deep, deep South, and it was nothing for me to be up and watch Confederate flag parades go through my neighborhood. It was nothing. We would go down the street and watch it happen. People are like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so shocked." I believe it was in 2012. I'm not sure. I believe it's 2012 or 2013. A group of white teenagers in my state where I used to live decided that they were going to go harass some black people. And guess what they did? They end up harassing this black man, running him down with a truck and dragging him and killing him. That was 2012. that that happened. This stuff isn't as far fetched as you believe it to be. Just today, I went to my daughter's father's home, and one of his friends came over, and he just recently had surgery on his shoulder, and I had offered him a ride when I saw him. Excuse me. He said, "No, you can go ahead because of his shoulder, and my car is small." And he came to the house. He said, "LaQuanda, right after you left, This white woman told me that black people shouldn't wear fanny packs because that's how you get shot." Yeah, today, that is what someone had was felt bold to tell him. See, this current administration has done nothing but embolden those who have shown hatred towards us. And the very fact that I see these things, and I know y'all see it too. And then we have these well known, well established black men stand up and say, "Oh yeah, um, I'm gonna work with this party because they have a plan for our community." They just now have a plan for your community a few weeks before the election. Where's the evidence that they had already set down those foundations for this? If this was such an important plan for the community to move forward, where's your team, your cabinet that you put together prior to now? There's this expectation now that again that I say more and more that I'm like, huh, black women really don't have to come through on this. But that's all I see. When I'm on my timelines, I'm seeing black women say vote, get out there, march, organize this. I see us doing it. I don't see a lot of excuse me, I don't see a lot of black men stepping up being that. And we can, as black women, we can do the work, but it shouldn't be work that we have to do alone. Now, I can say right now, we got some amazing allies that are riding with us during this time, and we most definitely cannot forget about them. But it would be nice if we were on the same page as black men, if they were on the same page as us. Because when you see stats that say 18% of black men under the age of 50 are supportive of this administration who has done nothing for our communities, that's scary. That's really scary. And that support has doubled since 2016. So, you know, I don't have a solution for um what is transpiring. I will say, vote, encourage, your sisters and brothers, our allies to vote, so that everyone has an opportunity to feel heard and exist. And um this isn't about, okay, I want my viewpoint and only my viewpoint to be heard. The beautiful thing about democracy is that when you promote democracy, everyone has a seat at the table. It's not limited. And that is the truest form of democracy. Everyone has a seat at the table. And until everyone has a seat at the table, I'm going to ride with the group of people that is calling for everyone to have a seat at the table. not a select few, because this is what the majority party is doing. They have a select few at the table, and then they say, "Oh, you can come sit with us, but only if you do this for me." So vote if you have voting. If you're able to vote early in your state, please do so. Um, for me, I voted early. It took an hour and 45 minutes. But I proudly stood in that line for an hour and 45 minutes because the people who came before me have went through a lot worse in order to cast their ballots. And so I didn't have any problems standing for an hour and 45 minutes. But please know, it's election, do not wait till election day. I would encourage anyone to just go out there and get it done. So, with that being said, I'm going to check back in probably about once a week or later on this week. It depends on if you guys want to hear me talk. But but be sure to follow me on Instagram where, I have lighter material and Healing Black Women, where we get in there and we get things done when it comes to um, having real conversations about, you know, Black women and dealing with our issues. We have contributors that focus on spiritual wellness, financial wellness, mental health, holistic, physical, grief and support, family. We just brought on a sexual health and wellness contributor. So we have so many people who are really and truly, and we have motivational wellness contributors as well. So many people who are really pouring their hearts out, whether it's through videos, panel discussions with therapists and doctors from across the country, articles that we read that you can check out at healingblackwomen.com. We really put on so much or try to put in so much material so that all of you can be able to connect on one level or not. So you can always follow us also on Instagram at Healing Black Women. And again, my podcast is Minding Your Purpose Podcast. It really focuses on different aspects of when it comes to your purpose. And just so you guys know, I got into a doctoral program for social work. So I'm very excited about that, but I'll talk to y'all about that in another video. And thank you for everyone who's supporting my partner Char Thriller on the launch of his new YouTube channel. Thank you for you guys for watching. I appreciate that. I've never brought one of my partners on my channel before, so for me to introduce him to you guys means that I really like him. So, thank you all for watching tonight, and I'm going to leave this video up so you guys can watch the replay. Talk to you later. Bye. Hold on, let me get it off.